are a commodity. You have to create a brand around yourself. I got out here, I had that little cartoon logo drawn when I moved out here in 1999, and I was going to get out of the business. I'm from Orange County, and I've been in the real estate business for a long time, and it's just brutal out there, you know. Every morning these white-collar people are calling you up, and they're telling you what the rates are, and they're telling you what the price should be, and they're drinking their coffee, reading the paper, and they're more educated than you are, and you're just a low-life salesman. And it was a rough market, you know. I got out here and I thought, I'm done. And I looked around and I realized this was FHA paradise. You know, we weren't doing FHA loans in Orange County, California, where I'm from. The loan amounts were way too small for the cost of the homes. And I got out here, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Now I'll just tell you, this is my horrible, and I've repented. I've repented. But this was my mentality. It's being born and raised in Huntington Beach. I got here and I sold my house in Fountain Valley for a lot of money, and I got out here and I bought in 1999 a 2,000 square foot house on a third of an acre with a diving pool for 140. And man, I'll tell you what, I didn't want to go tell anybody in California. I was scared they're all going to follow me, you know, because that was a third of what I sold my house for out there. This house I bought was built in '86, and the house I was living in was built in '75. And it was the same size. It was on one of those small lots where you can borrow your neighbor's shampoo from their bathroom, you know, when you're in the shower. And I had no pool, you know, and the driveway was so small because the house was built in the '70s that it was accommodated the old, like, two-door VW Rabbits and the little Honda Civics, you know. So my truck would hang out. I just had a regular F-150, and it would hang out to the street, right? So here I got this house. So kids, like, curse me. They're riding their bikes down the street on the sidewalk. They got to go on the street and get around me, you know, because my truck's hanging out. I couldn't get my Expedition in the garage. And this is the house I had in Fountain Valley, right? I got here and I thought I felt like a leprechaun, man. Thought I hit the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And I realized I got to get back in this line of work. And then we had Nehemiah and Ameridream and all these down payment assistance programs. I thought, so I'm just proud as a peacock. And I pull into the U-Haul place and I'm turning my truck in, right? And I pull in there and I'm bragging about this house I just bought. I got $140,000. It's got a big old 2,000 square foot house with a pool. And the U-Haul guy checking me in goes, yeah, I have a 2,500 square foot house. It's 5 bedrooms. We've got a pool on a quarter of an acre. And my jaw goes, I'm like, the U-Haul dude has a house like that? Because you had to be like a lawyer or a doctor where I was from, you know, to afford a house like that, right? Where I was from California. I thought to myself, oh, if the U-Haul man can buy a house like that, this is a great place to be, you know. And that's really kind of stuck up, right? But not that he's the U-Haul guy, but that your average employee, your average worker making the average median income can afford to buy a home. Well, that was all new to me because that guy wasn't buying a house in Huntington Beach, Orange County. You know, he just wasn't. This guy bought a bigger house than I did with a pool and everything, and he worked at U-Haul. I thought, this is a great place, man. So I jumped back in the business and said, I got to forget it. I got to get back in this line of work, right? And I worked on creating a brand. I came with the little logo and the cartoon and the zero down, stop renting, and all this stuff. And that's what I went after. And I got so much equity in that little logo that people recognize it and see it because consumers, they've been looking at it for almost 10 years. So I've created a brand. Now, that's what we need to do. Everybody needs to figure out what their little niche is, what their specialty item is, what they're going to be known for. Okay? And you can't have a Twitter, a blog, a Facebook, and have them all be random different things. It all has to connect. It all has to build you as a brand. So it can't be Facebook zero down man, then Twitter tweet till your heart's content guy, and blog and bolster over here, and 3 things they don't all connect. They don't make any sense. You know, they're not entwined with one another. You want your Facebook, your blog, your Twitter, your business card, your advertising, everything to build your brand. All right. So the backward way of doing this is establishing all this, and then going, how do I tie it together? That's kind of what we're doing now. So your homework needs to be, if you haven't already, what's your brand? Who are you? What are you known for? How are you going to market yourself? It doesn't matter if I market myself as the 203K guy, and that's what I like to do with the 203K loans. I'll get the other business too, but people will know me as that. But at least they'll know me. Everybody knows realtor. Realtor. What makes you a different realtor? What's your brand? And if they know that, hey, that's a realtor that specializes in short sales, or that's the a realtor that specializes. They know you're different, that you specialize in something that puts you ahead above, if not further, the rest of the people that are just labeled in the consumer's mind as a realtor. So you're a specialty realtor, which means you're good, right? Automatically in their head means you're good. So they're gonna come to you for everything else as well, right? So you have to differentiate yourself from everybody else. You have to build a brand, all right? So put that in your mind, write that down, figure out what it's gonna be, create a logo. You can spend $20. You can find logo designers on the web. If you need one, email me. My wife has a network of web designers and stuff for her embroidery business that she has. And we got people that'll create logos for you for 10, 15, $20, really nice ones that you can use, for all your advertising. If you can't find your own, come up with a logo. It can be your picture, it can be a cartoon, it can be anything. It can just be the verbiage that goes with your picture. And to where it's all one thing, it's your picture and your verbiage around it. You have, what's yours? I see you wear your shirts all the time, Carol. You're Arizona what?
Arizona Dreamweavers
Arizona Dreamweavers.
from HomeSmart.
Yep. So she works for HomeSmart, but she's got her own brand at HomeSmart. And she's got a booth at Pool, which is a Mervyn's that went out of business. Now they turned it into like a big indoor marketplace. She's got her own booth over there. And you got a team that works with you, and it's all the Arizona Dreamweavers. And so she's got her brand, right? She's got her marketing. So everybody has to come up with that if you want to be different. Otherwise, we're all just a bunch of fish in a barrel. You got to become the big fish. So come up with your brand, and then go back and change your Twitter and your blog and your Facebook stuff to where it all matches and intertwines. Does that make sense? Okay, that's key, important to what we're doing here today. We're giving you the foundation, but you want to go back and modify it as you determine who you are, create your identity. Okay?
As long as we're on this foundation, if I have a Twitter page and a Facebook page, why do I need a blogging page?
You don't need one. You don't need any of them.